People like Omar Khayyam have already said the Quran is very, very stupid from its language. Very simple on some parts, and some they are literally nice. But in fact, it doesn't change the point that Surah Al-Kafirun is just an call from Allah to Muhammad to repeat something. And if someone comes to me and says, hey, say, Qul ya ayyuhal kafirun, then it's easy for me to say, oh yeah, I do not believe what you believe. What is so spectacular on this word? I do not believe what you believe. What is it? Create stories about the Jews. Jews are bad, Jews are controlling the world, Jews are this, Jews are that. Put yourself into their shoes when someone comes with a book and says, hey, what's your name? Abu Bakr. Says, Abu Bakr, look, I want you to invite to my religion, but my religion says actually some of your Muslims are pigs and monkeys. So would you actually think, wow, this is a nice book and gives me all the options to join this beautiful and nice religion? And this is the reason why I left Islam, because there was no point to stay longer in such a religion which describes human beings in such a low manner. I don't get this point.
Which religion do you follow? Any religion?
This is not the question.
Okay, he raised a few points.
You don't need really to follow religion.
It's just a simple. It's not a trick question. Simple. I want you to know.
No. What I mean is, if you leave one religion, it doesn't necessarily mean
I didn't
that
hear
you have to join another religion.
I didn't hear that. I agree with you. It doesn't necessarily mean that. It's just.
I am an atheist.
That's fine.
So it's quite interesting, I mean, the reasons you've given why it has led you to leave Islam after 20-something years or more of actually practicing it, believing in it.
Absolutely.
Okay. So if you allow me to just, share some of my understanding of these issues.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you talked about how slavery was one of the issues. The Quran talks about slavery, and you have an issue with this. Assuming
Indeed I have, yeah.
Assuming that you expect the Quran to somehow free the whole world of slavery at day one. And that's it. Yeah.
Because Quran was able to do lighter things like forbidding alcohol, forbidding pork. So why he was not forbidding slavery? This is a big issue for me. Not eating some pork in an area where actually just no porks are existing, no pigs were running around. So why God was so much concerned about eating pork and stopping people from drinking alcohol, but not stopping this very, very serious issue.
Okay. When Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was sent to Arabia, was he in control of the whole world as a political leader at that time, that he could change the social, political, economic, moral status?
No, clearly not.
Clearly not. So let's ask one simple question. Did slavery exist outside of Arabia, in other cultures, in other societies, in other nations?
Indeed.
Right. So while he was there, slavery was happening elsewhere?
Yeah, sure.
Right. And you expect the Prophet ﷺ, while he's just in this Arabia, to wipe out slavery that exists in it elsewhere at the time that he was there?
Well, he was very fast in wiping out eating pork and taking.
That's not moment.
Yeah.
That's
You know the hadith.
So
people throw their alcohol.
I would like you to take it slowly. Was the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ somehow involved in removing pork, as you mentioned, from the people of other cultures?
Well, if you put the radius down to his society,
that's not the question
then we
I asked
talk
you.
about his society.
Please, that's not the question I asked you. You talked about outright, total, stopping of slavery. It's like that's it.
Yeah, because Quran was very quick in stopping some other things.
I've understood your question. So if you allow me
So
to
why
now...
not slavery? Slavery is a big issue.
See, we need to understand
Okay, go
what
ahead.
it is.
Go ahead.
So, was Prophet Muhammad ﷺ involved in totally getting rid of people eating bacon or pork in other cultures?
Of course not.
So when the Quran talks about Muslims don't eat pork, are you saying Allah totally wiped out eating pork? Is that what the solution Allah has given?
No, but Islam came with the claim.
Claim of what?
Claim to
Pork
wipe
what?
out pork, wipe out alcohol.
Why does it say Islam came to wipe out pork? Where?
Yeah, it's forbidden to eat, isn't it?
For who?
Yeah, for Muslims.
For Muslims.
Exactly.
Right. And for non-Muslims?
So why is it not forbidden
One
for
second.
Muslims to take slaves?
Excuse me. And for non-Muslims eating pork?
Of course not, it's not forbidden. But what I want to say...
I'm lost there. Has Islam came to abolish the eating of pork, full stop?
Actually, Islam had the intention that everyone follows the rules, so that no one is actually touching pork. But what I want to say is that the Muslim community was asked not to drink alcohol, not to eat pork anymore.
You see,
right? It's a forbidden meat.
You're linking some things, but you're not actually linking it correctly. Let me tell you why.
So pork is allowed.
Please. There will always be people who would not become Muslims because of their own choice. Yeah, that's historically we've seen that. Always.
Can we put it down to the Muslim community?
Are you really interested in looking at my understanding of your concerns?
I try, but I don't
if
know
you allow
why
me to, if you allow me to, then you will see where I'm getting at.
Try.
Right. I'm going to give you the reasons why Islam has not, from day zero, totally abolished slavery.
Fantastic.
And the reasons I am using examples of the historical context so that we understand, was it really that is something practical to do then or practical to do even today or not, right?
Okay.
Does slavery exist today?
Yes, indeed.
Right. So even after the world came together, human beings from different cultures and different societies came together and they made a contract. Slavery is forbidden by United Nations, legislations, whatever you call it, guidance or legislation. Slavery still exists. So you can't just bring saying, okay, Islam actually came to wipe out something like that when it may not be even practical. No, hold on. Allow me to continue. I want you to carry on listening for a few moments to talk about the subjects because it's quite interesting to hear our perspective. So when the Quran came to tell about not to eat pork, not to drink alcohol, it wasn't forcing this on the non-Muslims. Very clear.
I'm not talking about non-Muslims.
Oh, please.
I'm talking about Muslims.
Please, my friend, right? Here.
Why is the explanation always so complicated?
The explanation is not complicated. The explanation is coherent.
Such a huge bubble.
No.
Just bring it back to one point.
My explanation is going to be coherent. That's what you need to understand.
Can
Coherence.
you condemn slavery? I tried to understand.
I condemned people who don't use their reason.
I condemn slavery in all forms, back to the time of Muhammad and to the future and to the present time.
So
Can
does
you
Islam.
condemn slavery?
So does Islam.
So you say Islam is not...
Islamic stance of slavery is whenever you have an opportunity, if slavery existed still, free them. Fakku raqabatin. Fakku raqaba. If you made a mistake, free a slave as an atonement.
Okay.
Yep. So Islam has always encouraged, always opened rooms to free the slaves or incorporate slaves in a society where they're not looked down upon like the
slavery
slaves were.
abolished by Quran or by a hadith, by the sayings of Muhammad?
Now let's go back to the question about was it abolished or not, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So would you allow me to speak and you listen?
Yeah, but bring it to the point.
Do you really think 28 years of being a Muslim?
Yeah, because I heard these arguments already. I just want maybe a better answer.
So basically you heard the argument. So I somehow sense some kind of preconceived bias already. I've heard it before. I want something new. I will give something new. Yeah? Which is this.
Okay.
What I'm saying is when Islam came to abolish something, practices, you are wrong to assume it came to abolish the practices of people's diet, for example, their consumption of alcohol or pork. It did not interfere with the people of other religion, other culture, who has this kind of particular way of living. Okay? It allowed, even if they were non-Muslims, if they became a citizen of the Islamic country then, they are able to practice and live their life accordingly. They can eat their pork, they can drink their alcohol and so on. Islam did not interfere with this. So your assumption that Islam came to abolish all of that is wrong assumption. Secondly, you somehow think we need to abolish slavery, but without understanding the historical context. As I said, slavery existed outside of Arabia. Slavery existed outside the control of Prophet Muhammad.
That's why Muhammad continued with slavery. And that's why he continued with slavery.
It will be difficult for me to make my points if you keep on, making all this.
I'm very passionate.
When you talk,
I just want to know what's going on.
So am I. I'm quite passionate. Everyone knows I'm quite passionate. When you talked, and I made 2 pages of notes.
Yeah, I talked to the brother.
No.
I talked to him.
Excuse me. We were both all talking, even though you were talking to him individually.
I just recognized him as my talking partner.
Brother, when we were talking
now
together.
I'm talking to him.
Excuse me. Brother,
yeah.
cameramen, please. Cameramen. When we were talking in a group, I let you speak without even saying a word. I made notes.
Of course, because I spoke to him.
So that.
Fine. Forget it. Go ahead.
Thank you. So I would expect you to listen, right? Not half an hour. It's not going to be half an hour. If you allow me to finish, it will be quicker. But if you keep on interjecting, it's not going to finish. That's the case in Speaker's Corner.
Before you start, can I ask you? Can you not say this and this and this lead to the end of slavery in Islam? Can you say that? I can say that.
I've already told you.
I can say never Islam, never Muhammad abolished slavery, never Quran abolished slavery, never history of Islam proved that slavery was actually abolished. So can you come to using this one instead of describing a huge story? Just
his story. That's all I'm doing, giving you a huge story.
No, just be quicker.
I mean, this is something for everyone to learn.
Is not existing
Look. When people leave Islam, their mindset changes. That's quite strange. Their thought process has changed.
Of course.
No.
They
Look at the change.
No.
The mindset that changes.
I'm longer Muslim and thinking like
Listen. The mindset that is changes. It doesn't look like a very open mind to me. In the discussion I'm trying to have, you already.
I just asked you about slavery.
Excuse me. I'm trying to have a discussion with you.
I try to understand.
You keep on interjecting. You keep on bringing your biases. You're telling me how to respond. Do you see that? Not only you want me to affirm something, but you're even telling me how to affirm them.
Fantastic.
Look. Your mindset should be, can you describe the way you want? What is your understanding of this? That would have been a fair.
I only ask you
question.
If you can prove that slavery has been abolished, removed from Islam. That's the only thing I want to know.
I'll tell you something. During the time of
I say no. It's a part of your belief.
Tell me when you finish.
If you would have a Muslim state and you would attack a non-Muslim state, you would actually be able to take slaves, isn't it? That's the simple message. Thousands of scholars are saying actually the same every day. Go and search for meanings of fatwa, blah blah blah, netpub.com. You will see everyone is defending slavery. I just want to know if you believe, according to Quran, to Sunnah, or to your scholar opinion, that slavery has been removed from Islam because it's a bad idea and it's bad morality which comes out from your religion, isn't it? So now you can answer.
Are you finished?
I just want to know
he's not finished.
If slavery is bad. Is slavery bad? Is slavery bad?
Tell me when you're finished.
I'm finished.
Are you sure?
Yeah, but please come to the point.
You'll hear that, okay?
Come to the point.
So you have finished.
Now I give you time for answering.
You're still speaking. Tell me when you're finished and you don't talk.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm silent now.
Good. Right. So the question is, has Islam abolished slavery? I'm saying, during the time of Prophet ﷺ, it is quite clear the Quran didn't abolish slavery, Islam didn't abolish slavery then outright, but it opened and it gave you guidance and rules and regulations, indications and avenues how slavery can be eliminated. Why it was like this is from the wisdom of Allah the Creator. Why? There are many things which requires time to get rid of. It requires a lot of time to get rid of. Thank you. It took the world How many years? Until recently. We're talking about in the 19th, 20th century, where the world came together to sign a contract about slavery. What about 200 years ago? What about 300 years ago? 400 years ago? When humans then, when people like yourself, slavery is bad, what were the mental status and morality of the people 300 years ago, 200 years ago? Your assumption is they are immoral people. The West and the East, right? The whites and the blacks, the Muslims and the non-Muslims.
I'm just speaking about
Excuse me, I'm talking. Thank you. So your assumption is, when we talk about 200 years ago, 300 years ago, all the people in the world were immoral people. Immoral. People became moral person only in this century when they signed the contract, let's not have any slaves. So my question would be for you to answer. 300 years ago, were people that bad, immoral? When you have suddenly in 100 years time become very good person, very good moral person, a moral agent, when for last 1200 years, when we talk about compared to Islam, they did not come together to sign a contract and say, let's abolish slavery. Slavery has been abolished by the moral people of the 21st century. That's one thing.
Which is actually true.
Hang on. What you need to answer to the whole world, to me personally now, were people immoral then, and what made them moral? What was the moral shift? What was the paradigm shift in their morality thinking, in their thought processes? Suddenly they thought, it's immoral, it's bad, let's abolish it, but it's okay then. So going back to the issue why Islam left it like this, is because slavery was everywhere. In all societies, whether it's in Rome, in Greek, in Persia, you name it, is everywhere. So even if Islam totally abolished slavery in Arabia, and when other people are attacking and so on, and they will capture you as their slaves and so on. So you can't just change the status quo of the whole world just like that. It requires change. So people have gradually have come to the point by political authority, not social authority by a priest there or a monk there or an atheist secularist, if they existed back then, somewhere there, and they said, there you go, we want slavery to be abolished. No, it required political authorities to come together to sign legally binding or morally binding or whatever kind of binding. So that people say some kind of binding now is as slavery. So yes, Islam may not have done so because in the wisdom of Allah, as we understand, this requires a process of change, and it will come if we follow this process. When Muslims, whenever you commit a mistake, a sin, Allah says, free a slave, free a slave, free a slave, free a slave. Why? Because that's how you're going to make the slavery outside system, and you are in your mindset that slavery is not to people, not to another man. Your slavery or slavehood.
Okay, can I say something then?
Not finished yet. 28 years it took you to.
Because you're preaching to the people.
I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. So as you realize, Islam says slavery only to Allah. If at that time there was this political situation where people are captives of war, did you know? I'm sure you knew, forgotten perhaps. It's gone outside your thought processes. You cannot take slavery just because you want. You just go in there, grab someone and make you slaves, like what we have seen happening today in certain extreme people's mindset. That's not the case. The only way slavery was when you have a captives of war. What do you do with captives of war? Either in that times you kill them. There wasn't systems of imprisonment like you have today, and whole prisons are full of people, hundreds, thousands and millions, and they don't get reformed. They come out even better thieves, better criminals, better murderers, better serial killers, better rapists. Islamic system was, the systems were, you can either free them if they're able to look after themselves, be able to go into the society to take care of themselves, integrate into society as a free man. If they're not able to, you retain them within your family, take them as your brother, feed them like you eat, clothe them like you clothe, call them not like a slave, but honor them, dignify them, that they are also servants of Allah. Don't treat them harshly. Don't. All of these conditions have changed. That's why Islam has no place of slavery. We don't even call them slaves. Why? Slavery is not an Islamic phenomenon. In Islam, they are not even called slaves, which you should have known very well. We can't call them slaves.
Historically, it's wrong what you say.
Perhaps you don't know much about history.
Unfortunately.
Can I finish now? You just write down. Do you want pen and paper? Write down your thoughts if you want to. I can give you mine, right?
Absolutely fine.
Thank you. So Islam took them back in society so that they can then be incorporated into society, live their life. Those people who were knowledgeable, who are literate, they were employed as teachers to teach others, and they can gain their freedom. So they were given all the means to gain their freedom back into the society. It has almost been the case of Islam. The treatment that you find in other societies when they talk about slaves is like, oh, you know what? If a slave was to do this, kill them, butcher them, torture them. Islam has nothing of that. You cannot do anything like that. So when we find in societies where it says if you harm someone, that's it, he's your slave, he's your property. Islam has no treatment like that. So this is what I'm going to say in my summary, that Islam made room of a process to come forward so that this slavery will take its own way of getting eliminated. If it doesn't get eliminated, for whatever reasons, Islamic solution is there, that you cannot mistreat them. The solution is there, that you have to look after them and you have to do as what humans do. Unlike other systems where, oh, he's my slave, she's my slave, and you whatever. So the scholars have said, which you should have read them, that if there is a war happening and so on, and people are still taking slaves, you don't have to take them as slaves, because this is a choice between several options by the Islamic ruler. They don't have to. Somehow you think like, if the situation arises, you're going to have to make them slave because it's mandatory. It's not mandatory. If you look at many of the laws Islam provides, the laws are optional. You excommunicate them, you banish them to another land, you confine them to their houses, you fine them, and you do this. There are lots of options. There are only a handful of situations what we call crimes. They are hudud. They're only a handful for which there are fixed penalty. Everything else, everywhere else, the solutions or the penalties are ta'dhir, or something that is discretionary, which the judge, the ruler, can decide. Okay. What do you have to say in response? Because I have a lot of things to understand your viewpoint that you said, and I think this is really not something that they've looked into in details enough, even though it has come to you. But if you do look into in detail, all of these points that you mentioned, I'm sure it will go away.
Absolutely not, because I've done my own research. I don't think so. I'm very open-minded to listen to your arguments, but in fact that everyone after Muhammad, Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali, his children, and all the rulers after that practiced the concept of slavery, which actually was taking wars, leading wars, taking the people. They had never the choice to release them. Slavery was a big business, and that's why Muslims always preferred take people as their personal house slaves, sex slaves, and use them. Even Muhammad done it, isn't it? How many sex slaves Muhammad had, or how many slaves Muhammad owned, apart from his wives? Female slaves he used and slept with.
Was slavery abolished during the time of Abu Bakr and Uthman and Ali radiallahu anhu ajma'in in other cultures?
Yeah, because Islam has never lifted slavery.
You did not understand my question.
And that's why.
My question to you is, was slavery abolished in the neighboring societies and nations and cultures?
I would say no.
No.
But is it
right?
Is it not a great weakness of Islam that Islam was not really concerned about slavery?
Islam was very concerned
is it-
on the very good treatment of human beings.
Is it any kind of high moral when a human being owns another human being? Has it anything to do with moral?
If the practical situation necessitates that there are human beings under your control and authority, what should be the way of your interaction with that individual? Treat them like your own property and do as you please, or treat them like a dignified human being?
I would treat them as a free person. I would not even
When
enslave
freedom,
this
look,
person.
this freedom is not cheap, my friend, which you perhaps misunderstood. Freedom, it took nations a very long time to earn that freedom, right? Freedom of the people from slavery.
Which is actually another point why Islam, with its internal morality, is wrong, because morality is changing all the time. And then if you say that actually Islam has given all the options to free slaves, then when was the moment Islam has given this final option to everyone, so that Muslim understands don't take slaves anymore? But the history is proving you wrong, that slaves was the main business of Muslims over the 1,400 years, and was actually a very high business in the last century until the 60s, especially in the Gulf states. So when was the point Muslim could understand that slavery is bad?
Which Muslim country? Sorry. Which Muslim country is taking slaves now? Can you name them? Start
Sorry?
with which Muslim country is taking slaves now?
It starts already from North Africa again, Yemen and Libya, for example.
So a Muslim
They
country.
create new markets.
Excuse me.
ISIS has taken
Excuse
slaves
excuse me.
straight
Look, look.
away.
I'm going to ask
According
you.
to the-
I'm going to
to the
ask you
so-
the question again. ISIS is a fringe extremist group.
Absolutely, very authentic Muslims. They just follow.
Do you subscribe to their channel?
They just
Do you
follow.
subscribe to the channel?
No, I'm not subscribing to them.
Why not? They are authentic Muslims.
I'm just
Okay, one moment.
absolute.
Do you learn from them?
Taking slaves is
Do you
not-
learn from
it's
them?
not- it's not-
Are you
it's
learning
not-
from them? Because they are the authentic Muslims, right? Do you learn from them?
I don't know what you want to say, but
No.
But-
I don't know what you want to
but
say. Do you learn from them?
everything
Because
they do can be tracked back to the
if
Sunnah
they,
of Muhammad, isn't it?
if they
To his
are
seerah.
the representators of authentic Islam, are you learning from them?
Can you track
Excuse me.
behaving,
Kian.
enslaving
Kian,
people back to
my
the,
question to
to
you,
the
my
history
friend. My
of
question to you, my
to the
friend.
beginning of Islam? Can you track this back?
If in your opinion, they represent the real Muslims.
No, they represent authentic Islam.
Oh yes, sorry, authentic Islam.
Not real
Are you
Islam.
learning?
I know everyone
are you-
claims
are you
that's the
learning
real
from
Islam
them?
in
Are you
pocket.
learning from them? Are you learning from them?
Stop this nonsense questions.
Sorry, some question. Why would you learn from me, a non-ISIS supporter, a non-ISIS individual? Why would you learn from the Sunnis and the Shias and the Zaydis and the Rafidis, different groups, Muslims, sectarians, Orthodox, non-Orthodox?
Thank you for telling that.
Wait, because none of
Can
them.
you see the conflict in your religion?
Excuse me.
How many sects
Hello,
are
excuse
existing
me.
actually?
You missed my point because I haven't finished my point.
You just come
Could
up
you
with
let me finish my
your
point?
version of truth.
Excuse me, Kian. A good discussion only happens when you allow the point to be
No,
made.
what I want to say is,
But I haven't finished my point. Maybe that's the problem. You don't. Whenever you go, you want to learn something.
this is a very old story. You always have to.
Even when I'm trying to explain give me a chance to finish my point, you interrupt even there. Maybe that's the reason why you never, brother. Let's have one discussion. I'm sorry. The reason why I'm saying this, let me finish my point. I am saying, if in your opinion they are the authentic Islam, then forget learning from anyone else. Learn from them. Study with them. Go to them. You are the Muslims, right? Subscribe to their channel.
For everything they do,
Yeah.
you can track back to the seerah
Yeah, I
and
know,
to the Sunnah of Muhammad.
I know who says that. I know.
It is very
You know what?
easy to find
Yeah. You know what?
justification in the Sunnah
You-
and in the lifestyle of Muhammad.
You sound very
Or
much
his
like
followers.
Spencer. You sound very much like Tommy Robinson. You sound very much like these Islamophobes. One moment.
If that is the truth, then let me sound like Tommy Robinson, isn't it?
Your
Truth has nothing to do with me or Tommy Robinson.
Your statement about slavery, I said, during the time of Abu Bakr, Uthman and Ali, radiallahu anhum ajma'in, was slavery abolished in the neighboring cultures? We know it wasn't.
I don't care. I want to know why Islam
I care. I'll
has
tell you
not
why.
lifted slavery.
Excuse me. If you see, I don't care.
Recognizing
I only
it
want.
as a very bad idea, owning other people.
How do we learn? Can you tell me the process of learning before I go into the next point?
No, a divine message
No.
should bring up
Stop there.
this
Stop.
point.
Kian,
If you want,
Kian, one moment.
listen.
I'm going to interrupt you. I'm going to interrupt you.
Mr.
I am interrupting you now. The process of learning of anything, any knowledge, are before I go into the slavery again, because there is a fundamental lack of this process of learning. Because you have questions like this, and yet I think what's missing is the process to understand what are the answers to these questions.
Brother, you don't need to make this show for the camera.
I'm speaking to you.
Just speak.
The reason I'm not looking at you because the sun is hitting my eyes. Come this way, I'll look at you. Right.
Don't make this show for the cameras.
I'm not making
just
sure
come
for the
to
camera.
the point.
Look, even
You
before
don't have to come with this intellectual things like,
listen.
oh, learn and do this.
My friend, my
take
friend.
3 steps before you understand me.
Kian, even before the cameras came into this park, I was here in this park in the 90s, late 90s. I've been speaking to people when there's no cameras. So it wasn't for the camera, for your information. Maybe you came for the camera, who knows? I don't know.
No, I'm not coming for the
Very
camera.
good, very good. So now, what I'm saying is, the reasons why those political authorities in the Islamic land, the caliphs, to abolish slavery worldwide, you need a worldwide movement from
I'm
other
not
countries.
talking about
You interrupt me
worldwide.
again.
I'm not talking
You're
about
interrupting again.
Yeah, because this is a one-way
Excuse me.
speech.
You're interrupting again when I'm answering.
Yeah, if I'm not happy with something, then I need to intervene, isn't it?
No, intervene right to your questions now. A process of learning. When you go to a lecture and the lecturer says, question at the end of my lecture, what do? I really know what you do.
Yeah, because
You interrupt him every time he speaks.
No,
or she speaks.
you're not a schooler, you're not a
Listen.
a tutor. We're just talking about.
You asked me, and I'm saying I'm going to offer you and share with you something on this issue, the concern that you have. So I am now sharing answers to your concerns. So as someone who's supposed to listen, is not someone who interjects every single moment. When you go to a university and a professor says, let me, not like you're doing interjecting me. A professor says, at the end of my 30-minute lecture, I'll take questions. Have you ever been able to successfully remain quiet for 30 minutes?
Always in my life, yeah.
Good. So I would like you to know.
But you're not my professor. We're just talking.
Look.
It's a debate. It's a discussion.
I am saying.
I'm not really forced to be silent.
When I'm answering, it's only fair on you to listen to my answer.
Yeah, but you're describing such a huge story around it. Why your divine message, your holy book, your great wise God was not able to remove for the Muslim community slavery and make everyone free, so every single human being has the chance to approach to God on the same level like you. But Umar ibn al-Khattab, the second Khalifa,
What was my answer to you?
he was actually not allowing slave women to wear hijab.
Excuse me.
So
What was my answer to you?
even if they
My answer
because
to
they
you
were
about this?
unfree women.
What was my answer to you? Why the caliphs didn't?
Well, because everything around them was not in the same business like them.
Was slavery a national problem or an international problem?
So why have Islam not
I
made?
asked you a question.
And I answer you.
It directly.
I answer you.
Was slavery back
I answer
then?
you.
I would like to hear an answer.
Why
Finish my
has
question.
Islam
Excuse
not
me.
made this a
I would
national?
like to answer you. I would like to question you first, and then your answer. My question is this. Was slavery during the time of the Caliphs, Abu Bakr, Uthman, Ali, Umar, was that a national problem or an international problem? The options are A, national, B, international. You have no other choice to answer. Which one?
It was a national and international issue.
Good. So because it's a national and international problem, you are a very bad politician if you ever become a politician, because you are trying to eliminate this.
Personal attacks is stupid. That's just stupid.
Because I know you're not a politician, that's why I'm using it. You will never become a good politician unless you understand a problem. If it's widespread, to remove that problem, we need to deal with the problem in its very root.
Only because you sugarcoat all these
I'm trying to answer and you're interjecting. As if like you're helping me with the answer.
40 minutes to or trying to use 40 minutes to explain.
And how many times did you interject?
Because
how many times?
The main issue with you is you are not able to reject.
How many times did you interject?
Slavery.
Rudely.
That's the problem.
How many times did you, like an uncivilized individual, interject?
Because we are just discussing. You're not my scholar. You're not my professor.
Okay.
I don't have to sit here on the bench and waiting. You are finished. I'm going to university. I'm listening there. Right. But here we are debating.
I would like to treat you like a professor.
We are debating.
I would want to treat like you as a professor, right? Okay. When you talk, I would like to listen.
I just respond to the nonsense you're telling me.
Right. You know what? We have said enough of slavery, but I think there is a fundamental.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, fair enough. You know what?
Why has Islam not finished slavery? It's very bad, isn't it?
Next point. So slavery, you don't agree with my...
We are not even finished with slavery.
Look, you don't agree with my explanations, no problem. You're entitled to your opinion and disagreement.
I'm not living in an Islamic state where you get punished for
next thing you said,
being on a different opinion with you.
Next thing you said, something about the Quran, like Surah Al-Kafirun is not so impressive. How
of course
the
not.
Quran, do you really think I made notes for a reason? I made notes so that I can relay back to you what you said. So why say of course not and of course yes? I've already heard what you said. So allow me to now respond and allow yourself.
Can we put a time frame?
Yeah, 5 minutes maximum.
Fantastic.
Good. Time it.
I'm timing it.
Good. Surah Al-Kafirun, you say it's anyone can say it. Anyone.
Of course, it's
right. 5 minutes.
Sorry. Oh, my fault. I just confirmed.
Right. You said Surah Al-Kafirun, anyone can make it. But I'm saying even to this day the challenge stands. Do you know the linguistic repertoire of the Arabs at that time? How they spoke? Their poetry, their qasida, the soothsayers and the kahins and so on. What were the styles of their speech? And what is the difference between the speech of the shu'ara al-jahili and the Quran? If you know, you should be able to tell me. So now tell me which of the bihars, for example, which the shu'ara were so accustomed in their speech, al-wafir, al-rajaz, al-kamil, al-basir, which one does the Quranic surah al-kafirun fall under? It didn't take me 5 minutes, and then we continue. Go on. You're trying to respond. Surah Al-Kafirun, under which bihar? Out of the 16.
You have your 5 minutes.
I'm finished. You see, it didn't take me 5 minutes. I said maximum. Go ahead.
Well done. So what I want to say about Surah Al-Kafirun...
No, my question you answer.
Yeah, wait. What I want to say about Surah Al-Kafirun...
No, I don't want to hear what you want to say. My question is what you can answer.
This is the answer of that.
Oh, please, go ahead.
So what is the meaning of Surah Al-Kafirun?
That's what I asked.
Muhammad was asked to respond to the mashriq.
You're wasting my time and your time. The question I asked you about...
So you want to put the debate in your direction?
No. What I asked you...
Let me say, even
now
if it's nonsense.
you're making a huge story out of it. I asked you a specific question. There are 16...
You just happy.
Excuse me.
You're just happy with the answers which are in your head.
To help you, there are 16 bihar in Arabic poetry. 16. And I mentioned some of them already to you. Which of the 16 bihar is Surah Al-Kafirun in? It's a very close-ended question. It's not an open question. If you understand the question, learning processes. When we ask open question and closed question,
what do you wish to say? What do you wish to say?
You said anyone can match. Back then, right.
قل يا أيها الكافرون. It's not spectacular.
Stop there.
Everyone can
Look.
come up with
Back
such
there,
a word.
Back there,
But
even
now you're creating a very beautiful big bubble around,
me.
so it looks very intellectual. But what does it mean? قل يا أيها الكافرون.
listen, my friend Kian. Back then, the Arabs were the masters in their language.
Exactly.
Good. When they were challenged by the Quran, bring a surah like it.
This is an
they-
Islamic allegation
Excuse me. I am.
that no one has challenged this great Quran.
Listen.
Come on.
I am about to finish a sentence. You cut me off again. I could not even finish my
Then
sentence.
take your 5 minutes.
Okay, another 5 minutes. Yeah, you time it? Good. Arabs at that time, they were very jealous individuals. They were jealous of their poetry. They were jealous of a male child. When a female child was born, do you know what they used to do? Their whole face would go black. Meaning what? Shame on me and my family that I've got a daughter. That's the mentality people had back then in the Jahiliyyah before Islam. And they would go and take that daughter and bury her alive. When it was a son, they will celebrate, feast, joy, joyous occasion. When they recite and bring another poetry, let's celebrate. That is how they were. Celebration of the poetry. They would have competitions of poetry, one after the other. We know how they responded in poetry. When one poet came, we know, for example, even when the Sahaba, when they were reciting poetry, they were non-Muslims challenging back in poetry. So when the Quran challenged them, bring a chapter like unto it, we should find their challenges that they have met documented in history, available. Because is it true that there were people in Egypt, Lebanon, Libya, they have been living as non-Muslim for thousands of years, as Christians, for example, and they still live today? Yeah. So Islam did not come and wipe out Christianity and Judaism from Arabia altogether. Within these areas, there were people who spoke Arabic and they continue to live.
But it's
Islam,
done it in Mecca and Medina.
how many minutes was that? Penalty. What kind of penalty should we offer?
I don't know, chopping hands off or...
Yeah, maybe, okay. Do you have a knife with you that you carry? Maybe you do.
No.
You have a big bag, maybe you do carry it. Because you have links with ISIS, you support them, glorify them. That's for the camera, by the way. My friend here supports, glorifies ISIS. So take note, big brothers, take note. And look at that, there's a small brother over there. Police, yeah? So take note, he supports and glorifies ISIS. So I won't be surprised if there was a bag in there. So open your bag and with your permission, I will chop you for hands as a penalty. Yeah?
As an ex-Muslim, I glorify ISIS.
You just did earlier on.
I said very
No,
authentic.
you do. Now you're,
I said very authentic.
he hasn't urinated yet. Sorry to use the
They are
example.
very authentic.
Listen, you have
Everything
glorified
they do
them.
can be tracked back
Okay, now to come back now, okay?
to the Seerah of Muhammad,
My friend.
and to the Sunnah,
Okay. Enough of our
and
personal...
actually to Quran as well.
Okay, so as I said, we should expect Muslims and non-Muslims who are living side by side, and the Muslims would not control them, their religion, their way of life, their literature, their language, their heritage, to preserve a challenge in response of the Quran to something like a small chapter like Surah Al-Kafirun. So now, could you kindly tell me, this is a closed question again, where I can find the poetry that they wrote in response of any of the surahs of the Quran within the first, say what, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1,000 years? We should be able to find that. One documented history, right? From them. Actually, the best time is within the first 300 years, because otherwise, later on, Islam spread, intermingled with Arabic people and so on, and then, people weren't speaking Arab properly then, okay? As Arabic got mixed with non-Arabs. So, first 300 years, You should be able to quote me a responded surah or an imitation of a surah of the Quran that they have done. I can read it and I can analyze it. I'm sure it's available, it's preserved in British Museum, maybe British Library, in Washington, in wherever country you're coming from, some universities, some museums, some institutions, right? So, but if we find there are no historical trace, and in fact, we find the opposite, when they tried to imitate it and they didn't even begin because they gave up, then it tells us volumes. So, which of the 60s, I've got 15 seconds, which of the 16 Bihar is Surah Al-Kafirun in, that they are going to imitate?
Okay. So first of all, who sets up what is so unique that it cannot get compared with any other scriptures? This is a Muslim or an Islamic allegation which cannot set up as a golden rule because it's just what Islam says. But in fact, where is the settings to decide that your text is so unique that it cannot get compared with any other text? So this argument is off the table. The other thing is, people like Omar Khayyam have already said the Quran is very, very stupid from its language, very simple on some parts, and some they are literally nice. But in fact, it doesn't change the point that Surah Al-Kafirun is just an call from Allah to Muhammad to repeat something. And if someone comes to me and says, hey, say, Qul ya ayyuhal kafirun, then it's easy for me to say, oh yeah, I do not believe what you believe. What is so spectacular on this word? I do not believe what you believe. What is it? What is so amazing, so impressive that you say that if someone says Qul ya ayyuhal kafirun, nobody can bring any similar words to this? Where is it? Where's the point in this? Where's the point in saying I do not believe what you believe and you not believe what I believe? What is spectacular about this? So can you tell me that?
You finished?
The other thing is,
You're not finished.
no, of course not, because I have my 5 minutes.
Of course you do. That's what I'm asking you.
Thank you. So otherwise I have to issue a penalty against you. The other thing is that every text or scripture in the world, from Sanskrit to Shakespeare to German philosophers, they all have they can claim that is very unique. Somehow they are always unique because you can never ever reach them. Of course, Quran can be somehow very unique according to their standards, and no one can write a book like Quran. But it doesn't mean that Quran is uniquely the only book which has the highest text or the highest eloquence in speaking. That is completely wrong, absolutely wrong. So now I forget the 5 minutes. You can answer me, but just come back and ask me and tell me what is so spectacular about I do not believe what you believe.
Okay. I asked you how many times which of the 16th Bihar is in the Surah Al-Kafirun in?
Answer me.
Hang on. How many seconds? No, he's finished.
No, you can.
I didn't even say 10 seconds and you interjected. I pretty much doubt you're capable of having a discussion, without interjecting. Okay, start again.
And now
I asked you.
It's part of the show to say that.
It's not a show. It's not a show. It's a wake-up call for you. What I asked you is, Surah Al-Kafirun, what's so unique about it?
Exactly.
What's so interesting about it? What's so miraculous about it?
I do not believe what you believe, and you don't believe what I believe.
Listen. You are speaking English.
What the hell is that?
Right. I asked you. The Arabs, they had ways of speaking. Poetry is what they excelled in. In the Quran, there is, even though it's not prose, it's not poetry, but it has rhythm and rhyme. This is what we find in poetry. So which of the 16 Bihar is Surah Al-Kafirun in? And I am positive you have no idea.
Can I answer?
Oh, go ahead.
Can I answer?
Of course.
I asked you before, what makes you believe that the measurements you use to say something is very unique or no one can challenge the Quran, by whom your measurements are accepted? What is the tools which everyone can accept as a challenge that your Quran is perfect?
When you came with this presupposition that the Surah Al-Kafirun is not extraordinary, it's not something special, anyone can make it, I automatically had a presupposition, and I wanted to check my presupposition whether it's correct or not. That's why I asked you. In Arabic literature at that time, when people were reciting and challenging poetry, they can respond in poetry in return. That's how they would keep you off. Okay. Quran came in rhymes and rhythm, and the Quran challenged them, bring something like it. It should be so easy, isn't it? As you're saying, it should be very easy. If it was so easy, they should be imitating it. So what they were familiar with was the 16th Bihar, which are the types of how the poetry's rhymes and meters are, if you didn't know.
One question?
Yeah?
According to which sources? According to Islamic sources, isn't it?
That shows...
Do you have any external sources
Excuse me.
proof that actually that is right?
Have you studied Arabic literature, even to the very, 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 very basic level?
Not really, like for roughly 600 million Muslims. There's just Arabs, they can speak Arabic, and then apart from that, everyone
Sorry. What's the question I asked you?
Is actually
what is the question
not
I asked
aware
you?
of Arabic language.
What is the question I asked you?
So what is it?
What's the question I asked you, my friend Kier?
Yeah, you wanted me to use this tricky tool. Do you understand Arabic so you can understand
Did I
Quran?
say you understand Arabic?
Yeah.
I didn't ask you whether you understand Arabic or not.
Yeah, now you want to use these tools to weaken my position.
Your position is already weak because of...
Absolutely not.
Are you going to let me finish my statement? Your position is already weak by default because you do not even know anything about, from your own testimony here, demonstration of your testimony, that anything about what Arabic literature looks like, what Arabic literature composed of.
How many Muslims? How many Muslims know that?
What is a Bihar? I've given the answer already. I'm going to ask you again.
I'm a jahil. Answer me.
Now, what is a Bihar?
Answer me.
I'm asking you.
I so told you. I don't know.
So, if you have studied Arabic, basic level of Arabic literature and poetry, you would have known what is a Bihar is.
I never study Arabic.
So that's exactly what I'm saying.
I don't think so. You need Arabic to understand.
So now, when we're dealing with a genre, a linguistic genre in a language called Arabic, and you're saying, yes, Quran can be imitated when you haven't got a clue what the Quranic language is, you haven't got the clue what the Arabic language is, and the difference between the two.
The translation of Surah Al-Kafirun.
Can I finish?
It's so complex.
Can I finish,
that no one can say.
Can I finish? So what you are demonstrating to me and everyone who's listening is that your ignorance of the structure, the stylistics, the content, the form of the language of Arabic spoken by the Arabs and Arabic of the Quran, and the differences between them has led you to make this false claim based on this false assumption, based on this ignorance, that they can be imitated. Because look. If I give you an example, imitate this pen. Okay, make a pen like this. Now, if I didn't show you this pen, okay, make a pen like me.
Can I respond?
Before you respond, I have a pen in my pocket, right? Imagine you didn't see that. Actually, I may have another one. Make a pen exactly like it. Exactly. Can you do it?
This is a very false argument.
Can you make it?
Because of course you can't.
Why not?
But you can even not make the Shakespeare scripture as exactly as it is.
It's imitated.
Is it?
Yes, it has been imitated. So that
not.
really shows you haven't been on it. It has been. So
Shakespeare scriptures is unique as your Quran.
No.
But it doesn't mean that the Shakespeare scripture
let's come back
is
to the
so
point.
unique that no one can reach this.
Let's come back to the point. So, if you didn't know how my pen looks like, was it red, blue, green, plastic, metal? Does it have a ballpoint or is it ink? You would not be able to make it, do you agree?
Same like with the Shakespeare scriptures.
Hang on. You got a pen. So do you agree?
You can't copy it.
You cannot, because you need to know how is it like in the first place to make it.
Yeah.
Good? Right. If you
A divine pen.
please, if you don't know how the Quran is like in the language, would you be able to make something like it? The answer is no, you won't be. I've not finished.
Okay, I have an
not
argument.
finished yet. Before you can argue, hold
before
on.
I forget it.
No. In a discussion, write it down if you forget.
No.
Right.
just came here as a visitor.
Because what you're doing is you keep it. Take my notebook and take my pen before you forget. There you go. Right. So, if you don't know how the Quran and its language is, you would not be able to imitate it. Secondly, if you don't know what the Arabic language is like in their poetry, in their prose, you will not be able to imitate even the Arabic language, bring about anything in the Arabic language.
Fantastic.
Right. So your ignorance is not a bad thing. I'm ignorant of millions and zillions of things. In fact, virtually I'm ignorant of everything about from few things. That's how I am. So it's not a bad thing. It's not, putting you down, putting me down. So your ignorance of, which is a good thing, but not in this case when you're discussing with me, of the nature of Arabic language and the nature of Arabic poetry
doesn't make your argument stronger.
You're again cutting me off in my statement. So your ignorance in the Arabic language itself, the Quranic language of the Quran, because you don't know whether there's a difference between them or not, and whether one can be imitated or not, has led you to make this false claim based on this very bad assumption, baseless assumption. And so what I'm saying is, for you to make even an assertion based on a false assumption, you need to go and read up something. Read up on it. See, that's why I asked you. Surah Al-Kafirun does not fall under any of the 16 bihars, for your information. And bihar is a form of Arabic poetry in this rhyme and meter, like many others. There is al-basit, al-khafif, al-madid, al-tawil, al-rajas.
It's still
Quran. Wait, let me
It's
finish.
still Quran.
Excuse me, let me finish. This is not Quran. What I talked about is the meter.
Surah Al-Kafirun is not Quran.
Please, are you going to let me finish? People who are listening there thinking like, what's wrong with you? So what I'm saying
Sorry,
is...
I read the wrong Quran.
Right. What I'm saying to you, my friend, for your information, without the prerequisite knowledge on a subject matter, imagine I'm saying Einstein's equation of E equals mc squared, E equals m3 squares is wrong. Somebody says not m3 squares, it's mc squares. I say, yeah, that too is wrong. And I don't know what E stands for, I don't know what equal stands for, I don't know what m stands for, I don't know what a square is. And I say it's wrong. Now, if I made a claim like this, I'm making a fool out of myself. To make that statement wrong, that equation wrong, not only I need to know what they stand for, not only I need to know what this equation is all about, and then give my mathematics and my science to disagree and disprove that this is wrong. Wait.
Can I answer?
Not about answering. This is not a question about answering. I'm saying you must read up a bit more. So, because you haven't taken any notes, it's my time to go back to your notes. So when the issues of the Surah Al-Kafirun, there's no point discussing how...
You're just talking to the cameras. Can I answer?
Listen, what I'm saying is, there's no point talking to you when you don't even know the basics of the language.
No, sorry. That's not an excuse to find out if a religion is true or not. That's why I want to come back to one.
Isn't this what you made?
Wait.
The Islamists false because of Surah Al-Kafirun can be imitated?
No. Excuse me. It is very, very, very simple Arabic. قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ.
Do you speak Arabic?
Can be.
Do you speak Arabic?
I'm not from an Arabic country.
Do you speak it?
How many Muslims can speak Arabic? Can you speak Arabic?
You speak Arabic?
Fluent? No, you definitely don't speak Arabic.
How do you know that?
I do not believe that anyone outside an Arabic country can speak proper Arabic unless they have learned it proper.
Now here is
just a show.
A simple task. Right? Simple task.
I was in Islamic school as well.
Listen,
and
a simple
can I
task.
ask you one question about this? What you said?
Yeah. What did I say?
Okay. So, did you study Christianity? Because as a Muslim, you have to believe that Jesus is not the Son of God, right?
So I have to study Christianity to make a discussion with them. Yes, I did.
Good. You studied. Did you study all the Greek and
as much
Latin?
as needed.
No. Are you able to speak Greek I usually like to speak Latin, so you can understand
respond.
all these old scriptures back to 2,000 years.
Okay, let me respond to
If you have not studied that, you can never come to the conclusion that Christianity is wrong.
Let me respond.
So I just wanted to reject your
Can I
allegation.
respond to
no,
your-
No, you can't, because you have speaking
No,
too
no,
long.
you
You asked him a question.
So you have.
Okay,
yeah.
in my time.
So what I said to you,
Greek.
if you are not fluent in these languages, you are not able to understand Christianity. So if you come back to me and you say, oh, you are just a jahil because you don't understand the basics of the Arabic language, then this is a very weak argument, because you cannot defend your position that Jesus is not the Son of God and Jesus has nothing to do with that and this. If you have not turned your face on the old scriptures, and you can only study the old scriptures if you are aware of certain languages. So your argument that I need Arabic to understand Quran, that is totally wrong. So sorry for that, buddy.
Okay. So again, in a discussion, you should listen and answer and
Oh,
respond.
come on.
You're interrupting.
Would you
Can
if
I'm starting right
if
now.
we switch off the cameras,
stop.
would you speak normal?
Time. Can you time?
Just
Right.
yeah.
Thank you. It's my time to go.
Yeah, is it show for the camera?
Excuse me. I'm talking now. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Right. So I wasn't making a point because you don't know Arabic. You're a jahil. You're an ignorant person. You made a statement like, "Oh, Qul ya ayyuhal kafirun is something so basic." You used the Arabic term, and to show basic. So I thought, okay, since you're using the Arabic terminologies, Arabic verse or ayah of the Quran, so maybe you know Arabic. So I asked you, do you know Arabic? Not because I want you to speak Arabic. The question was simply affirming it. Do you speak Arabic? That was all. Not because if you don't speak Arabic, you're a jahil. Because
No, the message behind is
excuse me.
you don't speak Arabic.
Excuse me.
and that's why you
Excuse me.
That's why you're
Excuse me.
full.
Excuse
This
me.
is the message behind.
No,
isn't it?
no.
Yeah,
So
of course.
you have so much preconceived biases within you that every time you speak to someone like me, for example, you're making up your opinions about me when I don't hold them to be true. I did not intend anyway to say that because you don't speak Arabic, you are a fool, you are an ignorant, and so on. You made a statement about the Quran. Surah Al-Kafirun is nothing special, and you said Qul ya ayyuhal kafirun. You didn't just say the English, you spoke the Arabic. That's why I asked you, because if you speak the Arabic, I would have then asked you my next point. How, what's all this? Listen, if you had the knowledge, then I would have asked you. If this was so easy, for example, maybe you can't do it. A simple task, go to any professors in any university who speaks and who teaches Arabic language of the classical period, and he's a non-Muslim. So it's a good advantage for you to imitate Surah Al-Kafirun. You should be able to do that, right? Easy, as you said.
Yes, one of my friends even done it.
One moment.
He done it.
You should be able to do that, right? Is your friend someone who is credible in the Arabic language? Do they have a...
Yes.
Good. Okay, where can I find it? Has he published it?
Yeah, yes, very famous on YouTube.
Has he published it?
Yes, he has published that there. Abdullah Samir.
Abdullah
Samir.
Abdullah Samir
Yeah, just
doesn't...
go on
Hang
YouTube.
on. Abdullah Samir has published Surah...
No, he has actually taken the Quran challenge.
Okay.
And he challenged the Muslims on that.
Hang on. So Abdullah Samir has imitated Surah Al-Kafirun, right?
No, he has not imitated Surah Al-Kafirun. He said that there's nothing spectacular about certain verses in the Quran. You can create verses which are in the same way eloquent, like
basically, look,
your Quran.
The frustration. Look at the frustration in the discussion. I asked you for an imitation. You bring a friend.
No, not of this.
Excuse me.
Okay?
Excuse me. You bring a scholar of some kind in YouTube. He's not a scholar, by the way. I know of him. Yes, I know of him. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Right?
You know Abdullah Samir?
Yes.
Okay.
So I know how much he's capable of. Yeah. How much in terms. You know what? Bring him here.
He's in Canada.
Invite him. Yeah. Because people back in they're called keyboard warriors. Behind their computers, they think they are the scholars on the planet Earth. When they come and speak his corner, David Wood came, So did Nabil Qureshi. So did many others. When they come, they learn their lesson from the Muslims. It's not a boasting thing. That's the reality.
That's why you could not even respond to slavery.
Listen. So what I'm saying is, Surah Al-Kafirun, what I'm asking you, because Abdullah Samir in your own testament hasn't done it, this particular surah, go and ask a professor of Arabic, classical Arabic, to produce something like it. So I will give you 1 year to come back. Is 1 year enough time, you think?
Yeah.
Good, 1 year. You're a visitor.
This is clearly for the camera.
Excuse me.
Come on.
Listen.
Come on.
For you're not taking this seriously. I'm being very serious.
No, you're making a show.
No, I'm being very serious. Secondly, brothers, okay. So what I'm saying is, this is a task you have to do. What you don't know is that books have been written by professors in the Arabic language showing how this is inimitable, which obviously you haven't read because you haven't got the access to the language. Or do you speak Arabic?
I beg you, brother. I'm sorry.
Do you speak Arabic? An affirmation. Simply.
No, I'm Kurdish.
Right.
I don't need to speak Arabic.
So if you read a book by Bassam Sa'i, he has published monographs, actual academic works, and given the example of Surah Al-Kafirun itself, as well as various other surahs. Why this surah was unimitable by the Arab scholars at that time. Secondly,
You're joking.
I'm not joking.
This is a joke.
Look, I'm being serious. You need to
I
wake
do
up
not
to
believe
reality.
what you believe. It's not.
That's English.
It doesn't matter. This is the exact meaning of Qul Ya Ayyuhal
What you
Kafirun.
don't realize,
So
okay.
that is nonsense.
You know what?
It's
I have
intellectual nonsense.
I have spent all this time with you, and you haven't even got to the very basics of the nature of the challenge. The nature of the challenge is not, as you said, how eloquent it is, how unique it is. False. Your assumption that, let me finish.
Do you know how many Muslims struggle, how many scholars are
excuse me.
struggling about certain words in a verse?
My friend,
Yeah?
your assumption that the Quran is inimitable because it's unique, false. Because it's what? Eloquent, false. Quran is unique because of something that you don't even know yet. So I am saying the Quran is unique, and you have a professor in the Arabic language who's got a published work, which I've given to the friends of Abdullah Samir, and he hasn't come back to me yet. Do you know his name? Hassan Radwan. He speaks Arabic. He's the one helping him to write those so-called surahs like it.
I don't think so, because he was an Arabic teacher. So I don't think so.
This individual, in his own testimony,
He's very strong in Arabic. You don't need Abdullah Samir, which is a
Abdullah
non-Arabic
Samir-
speaker.
Abdullah Samir doesn't
Why
know.
do you attack them?
I'm not attacking them. I'm saying
Yeah, then why do
I
you attack
gave
them?
this.
Keep them out from the discussion.
No, I'm saying your friends, which you thought I don't know of.
Keep them out.
No,
Come back to
it's
the topic.
important. It's important.
No, keep them
These
out.
ex-Muslims, they're ex-Muslims.
Now
Are you gonna let me finish, right?
Yeah.
These ex-Muslims, he was an Arab, and I gave him this book to understand the challenge. So you
tell whatever you want.
listen. What I'm asking you is simply go and ask them, your friends, have you read this book, and have you managed to understood the challenge, and can you imitate it? Because this book lays down to you objective criteria and measures of how to imitate the Quran. You obviously don't know anything about the nature of the
Come
challenge.
on,
That's why it's
stop
difficult.
it, stop
Secondly, you
Stop
talked
it.
about. Let me finish. Omar Khayyam. Did Omar Khayyam produce a chapter like in this Quran? We find no examples. Or are there?
Omar Khayyam discovered so many.
I asked you a
nonsense.
question.
He loved all
Look.
his life about Quran.
You don't speak
He was
English very
such
well,
a
do you?
No, of course not, because
course
it's not my first language. Does it?
Can we end the discussion here? Because he can't speak English.
Is there any issues with that? I'm not.
I had
that
asked
English
you.
is not my first language.
I had asked you, had Omar Khayyam produced an imitation of the Quran? I am not asking his opinion about.
Many people after him.
Excuse me.
Until today.
Excuse me, my friend. Yeah. You bring in the names of people. Abdullah Samir, Omar Khayyam. You brought X, Y, and Z. Have they managed to give us
Yes.
a documentary
Yes.
evidence
Yes.
of an imitation they have done of the Quran?
Yes.
Where?
But the only thing is you don't accept this as a proof, because your mindset is already Quran is perfect.
So where can I find
and that's why you think.
So which surah did Omar Khayyam imitate that you are familiar
I'm not
with?
speaking about Omar Khayyam and the surah.
Don't you
I
get
said there was people after him they done it.
Look,
and he mocked he mocked Quran a lot.
Excuse me.
And
you are an intelligent
of
person.
its context.
Look. No doubt. God has given you intelligence or nature has given you intelligence. Yeah, nature is your God, right? At this very minute. With this intelligence, I'm simply asking you, who has imitated? Where can I read it? So you said, mention the name Omar Khayyam.
I just said Omar
Excuse me,
Khayyam
can I finish?
Disprove Quran
Are you all like that?
as a great book.
I'm
not
simply
saying he said Surah Al-Kafirun or any other.
Look. When somebody asks you who has imitated which chapter, and you bring Omar Khayyam,
I never said this. I never said this.
Okay, good. So did you answer my question? Of course you didn't. You answered a question I didn't ask. Did I ask you which individuals in the history of Islam for 1400 years disagreed with the eloquence of the Quran and said, oh, it doesn't make sense there, it's not beautiful here? You can bring this.
This is a disagreement, isn't it?
Excuse me, listen.
And this debunks your idea of a perfect Quran.
Hello.
Only because you think your Quran is
statement.
perfect doesn't mean it's perfect, isn't it?
I asked you, the Quran challenges people to imitate it. So what you should do,
done it.
What you should
but
do.
you was not happy with the result.
He said they've done it, right? Done it, you said. Okay, did you all hear that? They done it. Who done it? Who done it? Give me a name and their works that I can read. Like I'm going to write it now. Name of the individual who's done it, or individuals, and their works that I can read, and which surah they imitated. Number one.
Yeah, I can give you that.
Go on, give me now.
Take my email address and I send you all together. Yeah, I don't have it with me. I just came here to watch around. But I can show you. It's very easy for me.
Very easy for you, right? Can you Google it? It's not on the internet yet.
I don't know if you can Google it.
So you're saying such a thing that's been done?
Everything can be Googled.
Wait.
Whole Islam can be Googled.
Wait. And yet it's not on the internet yet?
It is.
Good. So if you Google it now, you should be able to find it. You don't use my phone? I've got internet connection. Or you can use yours. And tell me which surah they imitated. And what are the credentials? It's important to know.
I came down
and while you're looking for it, you talked about like, oh, have I studied Greek or no Greek enough? You find it. Don't listen to me. I'm just, for you, background information. When it's necessary, I would go to the Greek and Hebrew to understand what they're trying to say. I am not a person that I will make up my own understanding of what Christian texts say. The Christian texts do not demand you don't even know me. The Christian texts do not demand that you understand the text only in the Greek or in the Hebrew. They're happy with the English translations, so we discuss in English translations. They do not say our teaching is restricted in the original language. If they did, then I would be talking in the original language, and I would say, what does it say in the original language? They don't demand that. The difference is in the Islamic avenue, the Quran is in Arabic. So you have to bring Arabic language in. You have to go to the Arabic original text when there is a dispute or disagreement. But they don't ask that. But even so, when the Christians are talking about some things, we go to... So, for example, we say, oh, Jesus said before Abraham was ego eimi. Ego eimi is not English, it's Greek. We go to that level because we want to know what did he say in the original language that they are presenting their text in. So yes, we do. Just because you think you're going to just dismiss me, oh, Christianity is not true because I don't go into the Greeks and so on. No, the arguments that Christianity and the Christian theology is false can be done without the language, even what they would agree with. You don't have to go to the language to understand their theology. But the Quran is different because the Quran is miraculous, inimitable in the Arabic language. So your questions about every text like Sanskrit and so on, they're unique. You misunderstand the challenge of the Quran. It's not just unique. The Quran is inimitable in the way it is. That is the challenge. And it tells you, the scholars have written books, as I gave you one name, how it is unique. So, questions about saying, oh, everything else is, because of this, they're eloquent in their own way and so on. That's not the challenge of the Quran. So, your misunderstanding of the nature of the challenge, like everyone else is, causes you to make these assumptions. These are only your assumptions that Quran is imitated. Quran is imitable. So let us now see the evidence.
So when you, for example, if you want to make a proper research, go to Wiki Islam and then see what they have published so far on challenges around the world against Quran.
Yeah. So give me a good.
I cannot find the sources
find
here.
it.
Wiki Islam,
But
as you said. Go to Wiki Islam.
Wiki Islam is a very reliable source of ex-Muslims.
Go ahead.
And
Use it.
people, Arabs, they proper understand.
Good. Use it. Use it.
He doesn't have it, it's not very good.
So I think partly while you were searching again, the problem is people don't understand the Quran. The Quran came in a unique linguistic genre, in a linguistic innovation that the Arabs have never heard or seen when it came to them. It was shocking for them. And that's why, some of them died by this linguistic shock. Yes, by hearing this Quran says, when they heard the word like فَاسْدَعْ بِمَا تُؤْمَرْ, now he's going to deny history. فَاسْدَعْ بِمَا تُؤْمَرْ. It's a simple phrase. This Bedouin said, it's impossible this can
And
come
that's
from.
why for 13 years no one was accepting Muhammad's message.
It's impossible that a human being can write this. Because they had their forms of speech. The Quran came in a form of speech which they could not imitate. If I speak to you, very bad example, in a language that you have never heard of but you're understanding it, would you be able to reproduce it? No, because you've understood it like and you understood most of it, or at least the last part of it you understood it. But now you can't speak back or imitate it because what was it? You can't. So the Quran came in the Arabic letters, alif, ba, ta, tha, letters of Arabic, words in Arabic language. But it came in a form, in this linguistic newness that they could not match it. Because when you go to that's why I asked him, Surah Al-Kafirun, which of these 16 bihars is it imitated in? He doesn't know because it doesn't form in any of these forms. So the Arabs, to meet something like it, when they were able to meet the other poetries, they were even counter-challenging poetry by the Muslim companions of the Prophet.
The Islamic history is telling so, but it's just Islamic propaganda.
Oh, now it's Islamic propaganda.
That's the problem.
So can you tell me from your history?
He just describes the whole story from the Muslim viewpoint. Yeah, and that's why he believes there
Can
is
you
no
give us
challenge.
the viewpoint from the Christian Arabs?
Who makes
who are
the
still alive
rules?
today?
Who makes the rules that something has been challenged or not?
Okay.
So who makes the rules?
Christian Arabs.
This is your Islamic rules.
Christian Arabs.
This is Islamic propaganda.
Have they
This is Islamic propaganda.
No, your ex-Muslim propaganda discussion is this, that there's a huge conspiracy, the whole heritage of language, Arabic language, and then they have been all somehow been totally annihilated, wiped out from the history of Arabic
Why was
literature.
no one impressed for the first 13 years when Muhammad came up with the message?
No one is impressed?
Absolutely not. He had a handful of followers in Mecca. And he became a very strong man when he went to Medina.
What did they...
But his message
Can I
was
answer?
not successful in
Okay.
Mecca.
Why
For 13
not
years.
impressed? Okay.
But brother,
Because-
sorry for that. Sorry, but I have to go. I have to
Sure,
go.
sure. But Wikipedia...
You can finish that
No
with the
problem.
cameras.
Your Wiki Islam didn't help you, no problem.
No,
next
no.
time, next time. No problem. No
Listen.
I said no
told
problem.
you, if
But I
you want to go
answer
back
this.
to Wiki Islam,
Listen,
you
I'm
can
not going to
go
go.
there.
I am not going to go there.
You
made
if
it
you don't
claim,
accept my
you
sources,
substantiate.
I have not to accept your sources, isn't it?
Look. You said it's there. You're unable to find
They
it.
have external sources.
When
You
you
can
have,
check them.
No, when you do, next time bring it here because
I'm not here. I was not here to start a discussion.
Don't worry,
I was just speaking to one single person.
no problem.
And then it came out.
My friend,
Steven Spielberg came with the
problem.
cameras.
What I was saying, the very thing you said about this one question. What was the question that you said about the very? I was about to write it down.
Yeah. Now you have your
Hang on.
audience. You can talk to
Excuse
the
me.
audience. I have to go.
Excuse me.
You don't have to excuse that. I have to go.
Listen, you can go within the next 2 minutes if you don't mind, yeah?
Yeah, okay.
Summarize it. So what I'm saying is, it's quite important for you to look into, right? You have an understanding of a conspiracy. Arab Christians, they did not preserve their linguistic heritage. Only Islamic Empire did by control and by force. The conspiracies that you bring on table is unbelievable.
Excuse me.
It is a worse
23 years and Christianity and Judaism was wiped off the Arabic island, isn't it?
Where did they come? So
23 years.
Listen.
And you deleted the whole history of
where did the
Christians and
where
Jews.
did the Coptic Christians come from? Planet Venus? When they're living in Egypt?
What does it mean?
Where did they come from? They're still living for hundreds and thousands of years.
So what?
If they're wiped from existence, did they sprout from the ground?
Is today Saudi Arabia a place where Christian Jews live?
Excuse me. The Arab Coptic Christians who have been living there for thousands of years.
What
If you assume, or if not assume, when you assert they were wiped in the first 23 years, then obviously there's no Christians and Jews, right, in Arabia at all, within this peninsula. Did they just sprout
in Saudi
from the ground?
Arabia? In Saudi Arabia.
Listen, when you
It
have
just took 23 years
Listen.
to kill the history of Jews
your
and Christians.
conspiracy is a worse conspiracy
Oh, come
than people saying the Jews are
Is
in
there
control.
any church
Listen,
in Mecca or
can I
Medina?
finish my point? Because you want to go,
Is
but
there
you're not
any
letting me
temple?
finish and summarize. You made some claims about the Jews, how we are anti-Semitic.
Jews and Christians anymore. in
Remember what you
Saudi
said earlier
Arabia.
on? How Muslims are, the Quran demeans them and calls them pigs and monkeys and apes and so on.
It's written
And
in Quran.
Let me respond because you have to go. What you don't realize is these are a specific group of people among
Come on.
among that community who were as a punishment turned into, and that was it. And the Quran does say not laisu sawa. They are not equal. There are some among them who stand at night praying. Oh, you've not for 22 or 20 something years and you're a Muslim and you've never read this ayah in the Quran about talking them that when they hear وَإِذَا سَمِعُوا مَا أُنزِلَ.
And still they go to Jahannam.
Excuse me.
Is it right?
Listen.
They still go to
To
Jahannam.
refute you, this
Doesn't matter
Excuse
how
me.
beautiful
Excuse
Quran
me.
describes them.
Look, it's very unfair. You said the Quran doesn't. I wrote it down.
Surah Al-Fatih gives them a nice kick in the butt.
No, it doesn't. Another lie. You said the Quran doesn't speak to them about them nicely at all. I already said the Quran says they're not equal, and some of them they are very God-fearing people.
Can Jews and Christians go to paradise?
Excuse me. Can you?
Yes or no?
Can Jews and Christians go to paradise? Can
No.
you all remember this question?
No.
Good. So we know what the question is. Let me respond to the original question. You said earlier on in the beginning, the Quran doesn't say anything good about the Christians and Jews. What a lie, as we've demonstrated. I quoted the ayah. "Laysu sawa." This is the Quranic ayah. So you are either ignorant for 28 years of your Muslim life, could be, or a deliberate liar. Secondly,
He's smiling.
yeah. So when you said
Just
how
show for the camera.
whole Muslim, no, you are showing the camera.
No, it's show.
Yeah, it's a bad excuse, my friend.
Sure.
It doesn't work with me. It doesn't work with me.
Exactly.
So, no. Your
can give it back
excuse
to you.
that a show for the camera doesn't work with me. So when you said whole Muslims are against the Jews because of this,
Of course.
another lie.
The hadith is
look,
full of hate against
look.
Jews.
Another lie. Surah Al-Fatiha you said.
Surah Al-Fatih
Surah Al-Fatiha
is
says
definitely something different.
غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Did you hear the word Christian or Jew in there?
Oh,
Wait.
okay.
Wait. So did you?
Apologetic card, yeah?
Excuse me. Did you now lie about Surah Al-Fatiha? It talks about who? Jews of the Christians being.
Surah Al-Fatih is
kicking
not
them in
talking
the
about
butt?
Jews and Christians.
Excuse me. Did it say Jews and the Christians?
According to the tafsir.
Or now you're saying, the tafsir. So now.
So your tafsir is right, but their tafsir is wrong.
Wait. So now as you realize,
Excellent.
when you lie against the Quran and when you're exposed in your lies, you say, but your tafsir says that. So it was the tafsir, not the Quran. Let's get it straight. Now, we Muslims do not say all the Jews in the planet Earth are wicked people, monkeys and apes. You invented this lie. What a lie you've invented. I've never, before even in this coming in here, even thought in my life that Jews and Christians are all the people. Why some people are against the stance of the Zionist Jews is because of their.
Zionism was existing
Can I finish?
1,400 years ago.
Listen now, because Muslims and Christians and Jews were living side by side. The Jewish people, for your information.
Do you accept that
Can I
the general
finish?
tafsir of Surah Al-Fatih
Excuse me.
is that
You see how he's
the
trying to
last
go back?
part is
Listen.
mean for
The
Jews and Christians?
the Jewish people, our Jewish friends and cousins, when they were kicked from Europe, Christian Europe, where did they go? They went to Islamic countries for their security, sanctity, and safe haven. Even their Jewish historians, they will admit, you don't know anything about history.
It's a fact. What do you mean
It's a fact of
It's a
history.
fact.
You, as an ex-Muslim, now you are giving the true representation of why you are an ex-Muslim. It is not because
If I were a Jew
Listen.
and I had such a bad hadith literature in my bag,
Listen.
which
Now going to
describes
another
Jews
argument.
as,
Look,
as
look.
ugly, as don't trust
see
them,
what?
don't sleep with in their house, don't do this, don't eat with them.
the Jewish people are so
oh, yeah,
ugly
Jews
that
feel
Islam
very, very
allows to
guilty.
marry their Jewish women.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, are you out of your mind?
Killing
Excuse
all
me.
the Jewish
Okay.
tribes in Saudi Arabia
When Muslims
in between 23 years.
when Muslims are
in
going
Hijaz.
when Muslims are going to marry a Jewish woman, you saying Islam says all Jewish women are ugly and get married them?
Oh, come on.
You know what? I think enough of your exposition and embarrassment and humiliation.
Oh my God.
Whole world, this is a small world and there's a bigger world out there because of the virtue of the cameras.
Wow.
They will realize that unfortunately there are people out there called hate preachers like yourself. You've come to glorify ISIS as you did earlier on. They are the preachers of authentic Islam. Did you say that?
It's authentic Islam.
See?
ISIS support.
And
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
back
ISIS
and goes
supporter
back to the
and
seerah of Muhammad,
whole of Muslim
to the
world are people who
behaving
are
of the
hypocrites.
Sahaba, and goes back to the Quran,
so now-
goes back to the Sunnah.
So now we
There's
realize
nothing wrong with ISIS.
So now we
They are
realize.
your brothers.
So now we realize the only people that are true, authentic Muslims
They are.
teaching are the ISIS according to you.
You just run away from the facts.
And we know,
It hurts.
no, and we know that it comes from someone who labels himself as an ex-Muslim. No wonder. No wonder.
Of course.
When you study Islam, look, I just went through a few examples.
And you leave Islam.
Because you had to go, I couldn't and deal with every single argument. Every single argument will come down to your ignorance.
You created
your,
big bubbles.
listen, your
and you
ignorance.
never came to the point.
Your arrogance, your stubbornness, your denials.
You could not even condemn slavery.
Listen,
You had not even the balls to say slavery is wrong. Owning people is wrong.
did I not tell
But
you?
you went back to
Did
1,000 years
I
history.
not tell you?
You know?
Islam is not for slavery. Islam encourages freedom from slavery.
No, it's not encouraging this.
So what does fakku raqaba means then?
It means you can free them.
Why?
But when it comes
Why?
to war,
Why free them?
you can take them as
Stop,
slaves.
stop, stop. Why free them?
If it comes to war,
No, why free them?
you can take them as slaves.
Excuse me.
And Muslim had the option
So-
to free them or to keep them. And when
So
you go
when-
back to the Islamic history, the hadith is full of
look, don't bring anything.
of Sahaba going
you
to Muhammad and saying,
only
"Hey,
bring
Muhammad,
new arguments
I have
if
a
you're
nice
able to
chick
continue
here.
talking and- but don't just-
Can I sleep with her?"
Excuse
and
me.
Muhammad said, "Yeah, okay.
You know what? Okay.
She's,
I'm
you
sorry.
own her now.
I'm sorry
No,
you cannot
can
go
sleep
now.
with
Why are
her."
you making
I'm
false
sorry you cannot go now.
accusations,
You cannot
This
go.
is-
I'm not
this
going to
is-
let you go.
This is what I say.
Look, I'm not going to let you go because I don't like your cheap propaganda, making cheap claims, and you want to run away, saying
about
I have to
my
go.
profile as well?
If you really want to go, don't make claims that we cannot discuss. If you make a claim, let us discuss it. As we
Everything
have,
you say can
as
be a
you-
claim.
As we have discussed it, as you realize, a beautiful example about your ignorance, arrogance, stubbornness, and denials on the Quranic challenge. Likewise, your anti-Muslim rhetoric
There's
called Islamophobia.
There's
Look,
no
look.
hadith which was actually
Your
discussing
anti-Muslim rhetoric.
what Sahabiyun
Look,
should do with,
your anti-Muslim
with slave
rhetoric.
woman. Yeah, they've been not
listen,
asking Muhammad
listen.
about
Do you
what
wanna-
can we,
do you wanna discuss
how
this?
can we deal with slave women.
Do you want to discuss that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
No, I have no time to
Don't
do
bring
that.
it then. So now, your anti-Muslim rhetoric comes from what? Unfortunately, you know what it
From
comes
what?
from?
From what? Zionism.
Hatred.
Illuminati.
Hatred. Jealousy.
What is it?
Hatred, jealousy, arrogance, and stubbornness, and insincerity.
Yeah.
So what? How many did I name?
This is a normal
Hang on,
message.
hang on.
If someone
Hang
does
on.
not agree with your religion,
It's not an agreement.
then you take out all
Okay,
these.
look. This is going to be in 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4 channels, right?
Yeah.
So they're not going to cut off this. You probably see whole of it uncut,
Please.
right? Which they don't cut. Watch it, reflect on it. What did I say? Your approach in criticizing Islam and
You have approached me.
and no, your methodology in misunderstanding and not accepting. Let me finish my point, my friend.
Yeah, but I need to go.
Comes from your insincerity, your
Yeah.
stubbornness,
Bad childhood.
your arrogance,
Yeah.
your ignorance.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Yep.
these are a few points I said.
I'm disappointed by the
Reflect-
paychecks I have not got
reflect-
from the Zionists. Yeah.
No, reflect
Go
on
on.
it. You see what? Did I ever mention Zionist pay?
That's rubbish. That's rubbish.
Did I say Zionist pay?
You just talk rubbish. Because I said, if you believe that Quran is true, if you believe Islam is true, then it's fine. But I don't weaken my position by saying that.
Your position is weak, as
Yeah.
you've demonstrated.
No, absolutely not. You have just created thousands of bubbles.
Oh, you call it bubble.
Huge
when
bubbles.
when you got refuted, you say it's a bubble.
Yeah, you never
use that
came
next
to the
time.
point.
You know, all these people are making all these bubbles. You made lots of bubbles yourself.
You made
That's what. In fact, not yourself.
my personal
no,
bubble,
excuse
yeah.
me. I don't like your bubbles because they're so weak.
I have not even created a bubble. I just said slavery is wrong.
No, it's a bubble. I'm sorry,
and
it's a bubble.
slavery is wrong. And I was waiting
you know
for
what?
you.
Your bubbles
I was
can be
waiting.
popped so easily.
I was waiting
From
to
understanding
hear you
history.
saying,
Listen.
slavery is rubbish. Oh no, the society at this time was,
Okay.
everyone was accepting this. But Quran is
Before
actually
you go,
saying,
before you go,
slavery was
people-
not abolished by Quran.
people 300 years
Sorry.
ago were they immoral when they didn't abolish slavery,
Of course,
including your ancestors.
it is
yeah?
always immoral to own people.
Right.
This is
And
what I say.
So
Your
people
God should know
Okay.
this better.
Okay. So people only in this century has become moralized.
Because Allah has no brain
Are you listening?
that in 1400 years future,
Using your brain-
most of people,
Excuse me.
most
Using-
of people
No.
will not accept
are
slavery
you listening?
as and model.
Using your brain, are you saying
Sorry.
the human beings have only become moral person in this century?
Indeed, we made a huge progress, and now we understand actually.
Man sleeping with man, huge progress of morality.
It is.
Woman sleeping with woman.
It's not your issue. It's not your problem.
Hang on.
If a man sleeps with a
We're
man,
talking about
it's their issue.
yeah. So
It was always happen.
listen.
Even in the
It will always happen?
even in the,
What
in the
about
society
slavery?
of
What
Muhammad.
about slavery? Would it always happen?
Is it better to
One
sleep
second.
with a 9-year-old
Excuse
girl?
me. Slavery, would it always happen? Would slavery always happen?
Hopefully not. It's mostly abolished,
Mostly abolished.
and only the Muslim keeps them up.
Oh, the
What do you
Muslim
mean
countries.
Muslim?
So which Muslim countries, apart from
Libya and
so,
Yemen.
So officially,
They start taking all the black guys
moment,
in their country
one
and
moment.
selling them already again on the markets.
so according to the official
Or your brothers,
government,
the ISIS.
listen,
You're the
They
one that
took
supports
straight away
them.
the
your
opportunity.
not mine, yours.
You support ISIS.
They have taken the opportunity and they
You know what?
transferred the message of Muhammad
Remember all
into
that?
reality.
Can you look at the camera for just once so that people can see that you are the glorifier of ISIS? Now, to
Are
move
you
on.
Steven Spielberg? So
No,
come
I
on,
am giving
keep
people
it-
to
keep
look
it
at your
normal.
face properly. The glorifier of ISIS. Because apparently
No,
some people...
I said this
some
is your
people
brothers.
dislike it.
And they can never be my brothers.
Excuse me, look.
Not even in humankind.
When you like them, they are your brothers. I don't like them.
I don't like them. I say everything they do
Secondly-
goes back to your prophet,
Secondly-
to your Sahaba
So
friends,
the official...
to your Quran, to
the
your Hadith.
The official position of the Libyan government is slavery is our government policy, right?
Look how he's playing.
Yeah?
I said, first of all, they are outlaw countries. They have no government anymore. So the Muslims take the opportunity to
Is there a government in
enslave
Libya?
black people and start black slave
Everything
markets.
everything that you say needs to be analyzed.
Now
Is
you can
Libya-
use Google.
Listen, is Libya...
Now you can use Google.
Does Libya have
just go back? The Times is
Simple question.
the Times
Okay.
has written
Does
about
Libya
it.
have a government?
No.
No.
Okay.
So people are doing whatever they please, right?
Yeah.
Right. So don't bring that example.
Yemen.
So don't bring this example.
Muslims
Don't-
doing what they
I listen.
Muslims are doing
My friend.
what they found in their
Listen.
scriptures.
Listen.
That's the point.
Don't bring chaotic examples of groups of individuals and say, there you go, they're doing it, right?
Muslim
If
country, he said.
if
They justify with Quran and Hadith. ISIS is justifying beheading, enslaving Christians and Jews, asking for jizya,
Beheading.
according
Okay.
according
So
to
according
their
to-
scripture they own.
according to the scripture,
Okay? And when they took my Kurdish people as slaves, They have done
Now
this.
we know why. It's a personal issue because
personal.
They,
it's a
they
personal thing.
have.
You settled
They
it.
have.
You settled it.
They are my people.
So my
they have not taken Arabs.
Fifth reason is
They
your
have not
issue.
taken.
You
They
know
have
what?
not taken Turkish
the
woman.
beef. Look, the beef that you
They have
have.
not taken Arab woman.
Can I
They
finish?
have take.
Listen.
Why?
The beef that you have with
Because it's not allowed to
Islam
take a Muslim
is
as a
not an
slave.
intellectual one. It's not a rational one. It's a personal
It's
one.
not hate.
Out of emotions.
It's
Out
not
of
hate, and it's not a personal one. That's my people.
Do you love the Muslims?
Of course, I love them.
Which ones? ISIS?
I love every simple, ordinary